you also so often watch the media with curled toes? Do you also so often feel that they're just beating around the bush? Don't you also think it's time to stir things up? It's time for TV that removes the sting. Time for a voice that truly seeks the truth. During the Corona period, we often heard the argument, you can't scare people by telling the whole truth right away. And that leads to serving up half-truths. Well, a half-truth is like a car without an engine. It may look like truth, but you can't do anything with it. Then you start talking about the scratches in the paint. Well, the real problem, the missing engine, is not mentioned. We're going to do things differently. Truth does not mean that you just go along with the generally accepted criticism. Truth means you ask, what layers are still covering the core, concealing the essence? In our society, truth has become the enemy of success. And so we've learned that truth and success can't go hand in hand. The lie has been elevated to the norm. That encourages people to go along with it. In order not to lose people, alternative media therefore operate a bit on the edge. Half-truths serve as flypaper for truth seekers. Truth must once again be the highest good. If we only have mainstream media that lie, if we only have alternative media that merely offer an alternative built on the same foundational lies, then we have nothing but the illusion of truth. It's time to peel away the layers of deception and set the ship back on a straight course. Change can only come if the engine is put back into the car. Change can only come if you dare to expose the big lies. And that's why from now on, Martin Vrijland TV, instead of podcasts full of endless rambling meant to put you under some kind of hypnosis again, there will be clear, concise videos that keep you sharp and alert. Videos that go straight to the core, just like you're used to from my articles. Time for truly new media. The robbing and stealing by the government and throwing the front door, the back door, the windows, and the basement hatches wide open has gone on far too long. And that same government forces things down people's throats based on the foundational lies that are upheld by both the media and the alternative media. Let me give you an example. The Corona PSYOP. The coronavirus lie was the reason to push through lockdowns, face masks, QR codes, and ultimately, the vaccines. If those alternative media hadn't sold such half-truth nonsense and had simply removed the sting by showing that viruses don't exist, if those alternative media had shown that it's nothing more than computer animation models, including those so-called gain-of-function viruses, then from day one, it would have been clear that all measures were complete nonsense. But no, instead, they came up with actors posing as experts who are now all building nice resorts somewhere abroad because they were so well paid for their Judas Goat roles. Another example, the war lie. If all those alternative media hadn't so obediently helped to adopt the war illusion by parroting the spoon-fed stories from war experts and so-called reporters, the conclusion would long ago have been drawn that wars are fake. It would long ago have been concluded that wars are about emptying out areas and then launching film productions in those emptied out areas by sending in drones, tanks, planes, bombs, and grenades, which then create the alibis for refugee flows of people who are actually not fleeing but are simply being rewarded for participating in the hoax. This is how the alibis are created for sending hundreds of billions of dollars and euros, all of which are freshly printed, causing direct and severe currency devaluation. The biggest theft of money besides taxes. By not exposing the big lies, this theft continues. Another example, the lie of the tension between Jews and Palestinians. Here too, no one looks beyond the neat pro-Israel stances and pro-Palestinian stances. It's just weak and full of sugarcoating, Hours of babbling about what we already know. Here, too, the sting is not removed. And that's another reason why the real new media, the kind I want to set up, is absolutely necessary. Then we can actually start talking about that Gaza Strip and how you could already see from Google Maps and Street View that there are really only empty old buildings standing in Gaza. It had all been emptied long before the war illusion began. The Palestinians moved via Qatar to Dubai and Abu Dhabi during the 2022 World Cup. The new Free Palestine. That's my position. And now this Arno van Kessel psyop, that lawyer from Leeuwarden, who was supposedly arrested and is supposedly in prison invoked. A psychological operation to push the anti-institutional extremism stigma and prepare new legislation. Yet another Judas goat. Yet another so-called hero for the alternative media, who does nothing but help accelerate the implementation of new jurisprudence that then rapidly leads to new legislation. That's why. Martin Vrijland TV. No commercials. No t-shirts. No nonsense. Just Martin Vrijland TV. This is going to be a great success. See you next time.